Ah, TalkTv viewer and listener, I've been expecting you. I've got a white cat on my lap, and her name is Sigrid, and she's extremely cute. And Travis Nelson is with her. Now, Sigrid was a cat of the week, but she's got a book out. I think you perhaps want. Now, she may actually press some buttons here, so I need to be quite careful. But she's going back to Travis. Are you going over to Travis there? Yes, we have a cat in the studio. She's absolutely beautiful. Her name is Sigrid, and you've got. She was a cat of the week, but we thought she was so interesting that we'd have you in, and you're interesting too, Travis, because you've written the book. She's done very little for the book, really. I mean, I just don't think she's been really pulling her weight. But it is the story of an extraordinary friendship and an adventure on two wheels. So tell us about the book.
Yeah, well, the book covers basically how we started riding our bike together and how we sort of become a phenomenon in London. And it covers a little bit of my life as well and some of my struggles with like mental health and how...
and Sigrid's helped you.
And Sigrid has really helped me. And, you know, I think during the pandemic she helped a lot of people because I think a lot of people were feeling down and they would see us out on the streets. And
so you were on your bike, and we've seen pictures of you and we've seen video of you on your bike. You came on the tube today, I know that. But, yeah. I mean, when did you realise that Sigrid was a very special cat? And a cat that just wasn't going to, you know, do exactly the same thing as everybody else. I should say Sigrid is now on Travis's lap there and sniffing at the microphone, so we'll see if she says anything. You do keep her on a lead though, but that's not because you want to control her in any way. It's just because, well, tell me the reason you keep her on a lead.
She has just a very deep, long hatred of dogs for some reason. She's never had a bad experience with dogs, but she just hates them, and she will run after dogs. And so I keep her on the leash so that she doesn't hurt dogs. And she'll see them from across the park and just start heading towards them.
Really?
She wants a fight, yeah. So.
Gosh. So tell me about the pandemic. That was really the time when people started noticing Sigrid and your experience of her. So tell us what happened and how social media was a thing for you.
Yeah, well, I was actually made redundant at the beginning of the pandemic, and so I just had, you know, a lot of time on my hands. I'm American, so I didn't have a work visa. And so I started riding my bike a bunch and popped her in the basket. And,
when did you move to the UK?
It was about 3 years ago now.
Okay, so Sigrid moved with you?
Yeah, I brought her with me.
From San Francisco, is that right?
From San Francisco, that's right.
Wow,
yeah.
That must have been pricey.
Yeah, it was a paid-for relocation for work. I was actually moved here for work and then lost my job.
Then lost your job, okay. So you had plenty of time to spend together, and you got to know each other even better than you did already.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'd spend every hour of every day together, which maybe sounds a little sad for a cat owner, but...
Not at all, I'm a cat owner. If I could, I would spend every hour with Jack, my cat, who's a wonderful cat as well. But Sigrid is really special. I mean, she's totally unfazed by the fact that she's in a studio with lights and microphones and you know, this weird presenter talking to her and so on. There are people in the gallery all taking photographs and so on as well. I mean, when did you sort of realise she was just a little bit different?
You know, it was kind of right from the beginning, actually. When I picked her up and brought her home, she was sitting on the dashboard in the car watching the traffic. And I just immediately started taking her on walks, and that fearlessness just is in her.
She is totally fearless.
Yeah, totally fearless. She has that adventurous spirit. You know, I took her to the beach within the first few months of owning her, and she played with the waves. And
wow.
She's just always
Aren't you worried I know you have her on the leash, but aren't you worried she'll run off, or, you know, that she'll get scared or go somewhere?
So that's the thing, is I've never seen her scared of anything. She's not skittish. She never runs away. She's always near me. She might, you know, wander off to sniff something, but she's just not, she doesn't bolt, she doesn't act anxious. She's just completely fearless, adventurous cat.
And tell me about your adventures for people who aren't familiar with Sigrid Rides, the story of an extraordinary friendship and an adventure on two wheels. I mean, you've been cycling around. She just happily gets onto the bike with you?
Yeah, she loves it. And you know, if we're stuck inside for a few days, she'll go to the door and start yelling.
Right.
She climbs up on my bike and meows at me and stuff like that. So she kind of gets cabin fever. She loves to be out.
And she's been all around. She's actually scratching her face on the microphone now, which is quite incredible. My goodness. I mean, this is fascinating because you are, you know, lots of people have been through lockdown, have had a really rough time, have been through, you lost your job, other people will have been in that situation as well. I mean, you were stuck in limbo in an unfamiliar city. How did Sigrid help you sort of navigate that?
I mean, it helped me a lot. And of course, you know, during the pandemic, we weren't socializing, you know, we couldn't go to the pub and stuff like that. And I didn't have a lot of friends because I had just moved here. So, I mean, it really helped a lot to keep my spirits up. You know, and I would go on bike rides occasionally without her, and I'd see something interesting, and I'd be like, oh, I wish Sigrid was here with me to see that. And so now I never even go out without her now, because we're just like best friends.
Is she happy enough? She's meowing away there, she's not?
She wants to explore.
Yeah, she wants to explore. She's not even happy. My goodness. Well, listen, I hear as well that it is Sigrid's birthday today.
It is her birthday today. She's turning 6.
She's six today.
6 today.
Well, the good news is that I may have a little present. In fact, 2 little presents. Someone sent me these for Jack, actually, or well, similar ones, not the same ones, obviously. But I'm just going to hold these up. So we've got a little. You can see on the screen there. We've got a little happy birthday Sigrid there. But I've also got her some encore treats, some whole tuna loins there. So, oh gosh, let her explore. Let her go on. So, very happy birthday to Sigrid.
These look very fancy. Thank you for that.
Well, and tell me about the book as well. How did that kind of come about as well? Because obviously you've got a massive social media following, and I should say you're on Twitter at Sigrid. How do you pronounce that? It's S-I-G-I-R, Siggy Rides.
Siggy Rides, you got it.
At Instagram it's Skin Tension, S-K-I-N Tension, and YouTube at Travis and Sigrid. So you're putting lots of videos and all sorts of things up. Yeah. She's looking out the window there. We're on the 17th floor here at TalkTv Towers, and I think she's thinking about her next adventure, perhaps.
Yeah, she probably is. Yeah, she's probably mad I took her on the tube instead of the bike today, but
probably a bit far. Yeah. In terms of the kind of reaction you've had from people, tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, it's just purely positive. You know, like we ride down the street and I just hear laughter and, you know, people are smiling and I see phones whipped out all the time to get photos and stuff like that. It's addictive because we're literally just spreading like a trail of joy behind us when we go out. And it's you know, I almost feel like I owe that to the world now because it's so fun to do.
That's wonderful. And have you, has anybody criticised you or said anything nasty or anything?
In person, no, but online, sure. You know, I mean, you're familiar with internet trolls.
I just remember the guy who had a street cat named Bob as well. Bob's very sadly no longer with us. James, yeah. I met him actually. I met Bob, who sadly passed on.
We had a picnic with James, in fact.
Did you really?
And James and Sigrid got along.
Wow. My goodness, what was that like?
It was fun. It was a lot of fun, yeah.
He's an amazing guy. He's turned his life around.
You could tell 100% that he's a cat person. Like, instantly him and Sigrid, best friends. Like, it was amazing. Yeah.
That's so wonderful. That is so wonderful. So you had a picnic with him. That was great. Yeah. And did you learn stuff from him as well? Because he's obviously become a kind of, obviously, sadly, Bob isn't here anymore. But when Bob was here, it really turned his life around and taught him so much as well.
For sure, yeah.
Do you think Sigrid's taught you things?
Oh, for sure, definitely. You know, I've always been a little bit of a homebody and a little bit of an introvert, and now I go out and I talk to dozens of people every day. And
you're talking on the radio to the nation.
Yeah, you talked to me 3 years ago and said I'd be sitting here right now. I would not have believed it.
Really?
Sigrid has made me a people person.
So Sigrid is a Norwegian forest cat. A San Francisco native, perhaps?
She's from Los Angeles, in fact.
From Los Angeles.
I drove her up to San Francisco.
And now she's a celebrity. I mean, you know, many people go to LA seeking fame and fortune, and Sigrid has found it. She's very happily sitting on this chair and just sort of looking around and just being very, very happy, I think. And she's brought a lot of happiness to this office. Well, I'm sure your book will bring a lot of happiness as well. It's called Sigrid Rides, the story of an extraordinary friendship and an adventure on 2 wheels. The hardcover is out on the 6th of July, is that correct?
I think so.
And what stage are you at with the book at the moment then?
We just finished copy editing, so it should be off to be printed soon, and I'll be happy when I have a printed copy in my hand. That'll be
there's nothing quite like it. I wrote a book actually a couple of years ago, and there's nothing quite like just having the book in your hand. So I wish you all the very, very best indeed, and to Sigrid as well. Happy birthday, Sigrid. She's looking out the window still. Well, that is just wonderful. Thank you so much. That is Travis, Nelson and Sigrid. The book is called Sigrid Rides, the story of an extraordinary friendship and an adventure on 2 wheels, and it's out on the 6th of July. So thank you very much indeed for that. Hold on. Can Sigrid definitely hear us? Is Sigrid deaf?
She's deaf.
She's deaf. Oh, I didn't know that. Because someone has texted in, Yvonne has texted in, sorry, I just saw this on the screen. Sigrid is deaf. You do realise mostly all white cats of his pedigree are. My cat is identical to Sigrid, and we noticed a fearlessness also. Any loud noise does not get heard. So presumably that's part of it as well.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. That helps with like traffic and whatnot.
Yeah.
I have another cat that I do take for rides occasionally, but she will hide in the basket a little bit when loud trucks come by.
Okay,
stuff like that. But yeah, Sigrid, I think it's a combination of deafness, but her personality as well. It works.
She's got a wonderful personality. It's been an absolute pleasure to meet her, and indeed you as well. Travis, thanks very much indeed. Our new friend, Sigrid, in the office.